Hi there, everyone. Josh Rugger here with the latest on some winter weather potential as we head throughout the latter half of this week. I told you there was a lot that was going to change, and that has indeed happened here in Northwest Arkansas in the River Valley. And I can't wait to share this information with you because this is a very challenging forecast, very intriguing forecast as well. And I think we're going to learn a lot from this system and really dissect what's going on. I'm going to have a little bit more time here. Remember, at 9 o'clock, I've got another newscast going on. So this will end at 9. So if you've got any questions, I'm going to get to them. First, though, we're going to look at the latest information. We're going to look at the latest model data. We may geek out just a little bit, but I want to get you the information that you need right now that you need to know about this system. So let's get right to it. Let's go to WSI and let's start rolling here. So satellite and radar, very quiet here in Northwest Arkansas in the River Valley. Had a little bit of precipitation this morning, but nothing too major. Most of it didn't reach the ground, though I did get some reports of some snow flurries in some locations in Northwest Arkansas. So let's go ahead and zoom out here. Midsection of the country, very, very quiet right now, as expected. You can see a little bit of snow beginning to swing in through Oregon and Washington. And as we go to the west here on water vapor, there it is, that powerful system beginning to move out of the Gulf of Alaska towards the continental United States. And this is going to be what we're watching for the potential for winter weather. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. Let's go ahead and get the elephant in the room out of the way. If this is going to be a big snowmaker right here in Northwest Arkansas, it's going to take an unorthodox track. I'm going to tell you that right now, because typically we don't see these systems diving in from the northwest that usually cause our big time snows here. However, it can happen. It has happened before. You got to know it's northwest flow. And so that's why we're watching the system closely, because if it takes a little bit more of a southerly track, we're going to see some pretty substantial snow. If it stays a little bit further to the north, snowfall totals may not be quite as high. So that's the first thing we're going to talk about right there, because the location of the system, the track of the system is going to be very important. We know the Arctic air is going to be in place once it dives south. We know all of that. But the track of this system is going to be crucial to how much snow we are going to see here in Northwest Arkansas. Do know one thing, though. It's going to be extremely cold. In fact, I think this is the top weather story with this system, how cold it's going to get. We're talking dangerous, dangerous cold. And you know what? You may not need the milk and bread for the snow, but you might want the milk and bread for how cold it's going to get, because this is coming straight from Siberia, diving south. Now, I'm going to slow this down a little bit so you can see this low pressure system, because once this system moves through Northwest Arkansas, look at that over Chicago. That is a powerful low. In fact, that could be big time dangerous blizzard potential in the Great Lakes region as this system moves through. That is a strong system that moves through our area and into the Northeast. So it's going to be packing a punch with it, that's for sure. Are we going to see blizzard conditions here? Probably not, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about this. I don't want to show all my cards right now. I do think we could get blizzard-like conditions, and I'll tell you what that means in just a moment. But definitely a powerful system, and definitely something that we are going to have to watch very, very closely. Okay, so wind chill watch in effect. This was just issued earlier today. This goes from 6 o'clock on Thursday to 12 o'clock on Friday. Expect the River Valley to be added to this soon in the Fort Smith area. But right now, just Northwest Arkansas under that wind chill watch. That starts at 6 on Thursday and goes to 12 on Friday. That will be upgraded to a warning. Here's why it's going to be upgraded to a warning. Check out these temperatures. So first of all, let's start off a little bit further back, all right? Here's one thing I'm going to tell you right now, okay? You're going to notice the time on the top of the screen when I start rolling through this. It's going to be earlier than this, what it's going to show here, that the temperatures are going to drop, okay? And this is why the models struggle so much with precipitation type, with how much precip we get, with tracks of systems, all that stuff. This is why it's so hard to forecast winter weather in Northwest Arkansas, because the models do not have a clue on when Arctic air moves in. It's the most frustrating part about forecasting this. And I'll tell you what, it is it's pretty pitiful, to be honest, that it's still this bad at getting the cold air in here, here in Northwest Arkansas. So here you go. Wednesday night, temperatures right around freezing. Now look at this, 8 a.m. It says we're sitting at 38 degrees in Fayetteville, 39 in Fayetteville, 38 in Bentonville. It's going to be about 34 to 35 degrees. I'll tell you that right now, Thursday morning at 8 o'clock. All right. And it may be even colder than that because guess what? I think this front moves in Wednesday overnight in the Thursday morning. I'm talking like 5, 6 o'clock. And if that comes in early like that, this is going to be mostly snow. Okay. So this model shows it as coming in around 10, 11 o'clock. I don't buy that. It's going to be earlier than that because it's always earlier than that in terms of the cold air. So the front pushes through, and look how quickly the temperatures drop. Now, this is correct. The temperatures are going to be dropping off fast. Already in the single digits in Anderson, Missouri, Cassville, Missouri, Grove, near single digits in Northwest Arkansas. But look at the wind chills already at 8 below zero in Bentonville and Rogers, 3 below in Fayetteville. And as that front shifts through, look at that, 11 o'clock on Thursday evening. You've got wind chill values between 25 to 30 degrees below zero. That's dangerous. You do not want to be out in this mess. I'll tell you that right now. You can get frostbite within 15 to 20 minutes, and the winds are going to be blowing pretty hard too. So we're definitely going to have to watch this very, very closely here in Northwest Arkansas. So look at this, Friday morning, you're waking up, you got work in the morning. You're going to have to bundle up pretty well because we still got wind chills between 25 to 30 degrees below zero. That continues until late morning. And look at this, on Friday afternoon, temperatures are in the single digits, and we still got wind chills that are below zero. So this is so important that you prepare now for this to happen, right? We have the 4 Ps, okay? And I'm gonna go ahead and bring this up right now because this is a very important thing to note. I'll show it in just a minute. But you notice those temperatures drop off again Friday night to Saturday. A little bit warmer, and it's like single digits warmer. It's not that much warmer. Wind chill value is still well below zero. And then by the time we get to Christmas, we do have a slight warming trend with temperatures back in the upper 20s. But here's the thing. I'm going to move myself out of the way here. Remember the 4 Ps, plants, pipes, pets, and people, right? You want to bring in your plants, okay, because they're going to be killed by this if they already haven't by the freezes that we've had in the past. Pets, you don't want to leave, even if you have outdoor pets, you need to bring them inside because this is dangerous cold that can certainly, impact your pets if you have them outside. So bring in your pets, even if they're outdoor pets, right? So that they can be protected from this cold weather. Protect and insulate your pipes. Keep the faucets dripping, right? You want to do this now. You want to do this now, like within the next couple of days, because if you can't do it Wednesday night into Thursday when the cold air races in, you just can't. It's not going to happen, right? So you got to do it now. Keep those faucets dripping. Start dripping them Wednesday night to Thursday. You'll be fine if you do that. But now is the time to prepare for your pipes because they will burst with temperatures this cold. And remember to check on your neighbors. Check on elderly folks that you have. Make sure that they have that their heat's working, that they've got a place to stay. Sorry, I'm not talking to you. She was trying to talk in the background. But check on your neighbors and make sure everything's okay. That's why we have the 4 Ps there: plants, pipes, pets, people. I'm going to be reiterating this as we go throughout the next few days, okay? So now I know everybody wants to know about the snow. I'll tell you what right now, that's the second thing on my list. Cold air is right here. Snow, winter weather impacts are right here, okay? So let's go ahead and look at the snowfall and what we could see from the system, okay? So this is the European model, okay? It's been a little bit less on the snow train over the last few days. And it's no surprise because it has a warm bias. But you can see that system moving through Thursday late morning into the afternoon hours. But look how quickly it swings out of here, right? This system comes in right around 8 o'clock. We may start off as sleet in Northwest Arkansas. That's the thing that we need to remember as well with our snowfall totals. We could start off as sleet, snow mixture. It'll quickly change over to snow as that front pushes through, but it's something to note. Okay, and then as it pushes through in the afternoon hours, you may get a little heavy band of snow, but look at that. Already at 4 o'clock, it's starting to move out of the area. And by 6 o'clock, pretty much out of here, according to this model, right? So this system is gonna be pushing through fast. It's gonna be a quick burst of snow. Now, we take some more northerly track. That snow will last a little bit. It won't last as long, right? If it takes a little bit of a southern track, then it will last longer. That means more snow, right? So this model right here shows about 1 to 2 inches in Northwest Arkansas. I think that's a good bet. Um, and maybe even locally higher amounts as well. River Valley, I don't know. I don't know about the River Valley really with the system right now. Here's the thing. I'm gonna say this right now. The models are what we call the pump fake, right? Dan talks about this all the time. The models pump fake. They tend to do it around this point in time, right? Yesterday, this morning, it showed nothing, right? It was showing all this snow the last several days. Then it wants to take the track way too far north, and then it showed nothing, and then your messaging gets all screwed up. That's why I didn't do a Facebook Live yesterday because there was no point because it was going to change like this again. It's trending a little bit further south, but not far enough south, in my opinion, that this is a significant winter weather system. Now, is it going to be impactful? Absolutely. But in terms of it, widespread, far reaching impacts, I don't think that's going to be something we see at this current time. But you got to know it's Northwest Flow, and things can certainly change in a hurry. So that's the European model. Now we're starting to get the higher resolution models in now. This is a North American model. It does a great job with the cold air, by the way, in my opinion, and it brings in that snow right around the same time. But you notice here, I think the NAM keeps it around just a little bit longer. You can see little areas of snow popping up Wednesday night to Thursday morning, changing over to all snow, and then it kind of hangs around just a little bit longer, right, till about 6, 7, 8 o'clock, and then pushes out of the area overnight. So because of that, this model has a little bit more snow, right? And you notice it's a little bit further south. That's because it has a more southerly track. About 2 to 3 inches of snow in Northwest Arkansas, upwards of 1 to 2 inches in the River Valley. Okay, so again, that's a higher res model, right? Now the NAM is about to come out again. We're going to see a new update. This was the 18Z NAM that you just saw there. We're getting the 00Z NAM in right now, but that shows a little bit more in the way of snow. So it's a higher resolution model. So ignore this. It's going to be nice tonight and tomorrow. But here's the 4 things you need to know as we get ready for this system. Okay. Threat, snow accumulation, possible, really likely at this point here in Northwest Arkansas. Chad, do you need to record something? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So, guys, I'm gonna our anchor Chad Mira needs to record something real quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and mute. But I'll keep it on this graphic so you guys can see what's going on. But after he's done recording, then I'll be back. All right. But I'm looking at your guys' questions. I'll answer questions as many as possible before 9 o'clock. But I'll be right back.
Okay, morning show. 3, 2, 1. From decorating to buying presents and making a big meal, planning for Christmas takes a lot of work. So the Children's Safety Center is helping out those who already have enough on their plate. Tag in 3, 2, 1. If you'd like to get involved with the Children's Safety Center, you can learn more about donating and volunteering on our website, knwanews.com. Chad Muir, KNWA, Northwest Arkansas News. So our website's not knwanews.com, is it? It's just knwa.com.
Yeah, I think so. That's
okay. Sorry, let me redo that. Tag in 3, 2, 1. If you'd like to get involved with the Children's Safety Center, you can learn more about donating or volunteering on our website, knwa.com. Chad Mira, KNWA, Northwest Arkansas News. Sweet. Thank you. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, yeah, no worries. No worries. No worries at all. Alrighty, guys. So let's get through this graphic real quick, and then I'll answer some questions, and then we'll have to call it good for tonight. But here's the 4 W's. Here's what you need to know. First of all, snow accumulation looking possible to likely right now. Dangerous wind chills between 25 to 30 degrees below zero. And then blowing snow, also a possibility as well. I forgot to mention that because of how gusty the winds will be, how fine the snow is going to be. There's a potential for some blowing snow. So something to be aware of if you're traveling Thursday and Friday. Wintry mix will start off Wednesday overnight. I think it's going to come in a little bit earlier than what the models are saying. Start off as a sleet, snow, and perhaps freezing rain mixture, and then transition to all snow by the time we get to Thursday morning. Snow should end by Thursday evening. About 1 to 4 inches of snow right now in Northwest Arkansas. I'll come out with an accumulation map tomorrow. I know a lot of people want to know what specific accumulations, things like that. That's up in the air right now. So 1 to 4 inches. It's going to become a little bit more tighter in either way. I'm leaning more towards 1 to 2 right now than 3 to 4. But we've got 1 to 2 inches of snow, mainly in Northwest Arkansas. River Valley, really, really up in the air right now. We're going to need a further south track for us to see significant impacts in the River Valley. Blowing snow threat, though, for Friday, even with the lighter snow accumulations, the blowing snow is going to be a real threat on Friday. So even though the system's going to be out of here Thursday, Friday, we could still have blowing snow moving across the roadways. Visibilities will be reduced. Track of the system, crucial with this system. Arctic air mass diving in from the north. Moisture returns also in question because it's diving in from the north. These are questions that are going to be answered as we move throughout the next 3 days or so. And I'll definitely have those answers when we can get them. But again, here's a look at that 5-day forecast. I did increase those snow chances now to 80% in Northwest Arkansas. I do think we see snow. The question is, how much snow do we actually get? That's going that's really what's going to come down to. River Valley, I kept it at 60%, but things could change. All right, I want to answer some questions now because I know some people want to know some specifics. So I've got about 13 more minutes here. Let's go ahead and let's see what you guys got for questions. All right, I'm gonna just scroll through here and just kind of looking through these. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Sorry, guys, I'm starting from the top, so I just wanted to make sure. When was the last time Northwest Arkansas had these wind chills? This year we had wind chills in February that were below zero. February 2021, we had an air temperature of 20 below zero with wind chills between 25 to 30 below zero. So air temperature won't be quite as cold in terms of the air temperature, but the wind chills will certainly be pretty similar to what we saw in February 2021. Let's see. Blizzard-like warnings on a thing. I know that, Jacob, but here's the thing, right? We're not going to have a blizzard per se, but we could have conditions that are similar to a blizzard in that the fact that we could have visibilities reduced, we're going to have gusty winds, blowing snow potentially. Those things are blizzard-like. So while we won't have a warning, we could have conditions that are similar to that of a blizzard. And I think a common misconception is that blizzards, you have to have a ton of snow, right? You have to have feet of snow. You got to have these heavy snowfall rate snow. You can have a little bit of snow. It'd be blowing around, right? And it causes blizzard conditions because the visibility is reduced to less than a quarter of a mile. And you got wind speeds of 35 to 40 miles per hour. And that's something that we could see close to here in Northwest Arkansas. Do I think we're going to have a blizzard warning? No. But do I think we could see conditions that are similar to that of a blizzard for a short period of time? Absolutely. It just depends on the track of the system. I'm scared that my power will go out, battery freeze in my car. Definitely, Amanda. Just make sure you're looking at those things in advance and having a backup plan in case. Please bring your pets inside. Crucial information, Kay. Traveling conditions for Thursday afternoon. I wouldn't do it, Kat. I would not do it. I would not leave on Thursday. Again, there's a lot of uncertainty with this system, obviously, but because of that uncertainty and because of the threat of blowing snow, you should probably either leave earlier on Wednesday or wait till Friday afternoon, and even that might be pushing it because of blowing snow. This is a system that could cause problems if it comes to fruition. What are the coldest wind chills we've seen in this area before, Jeremy? I'll have to look that up. That's a good question. I'll have to look that up and get back to you. But because we don't have official records on wind chills, I do know that we were at between 35 and 40 degrees below zero back in 2020 with one system. But I'll have to look at that as well. Let's see here. If the system takes the southern track, and we do indeed have the cold air in place with temps in the teen single digits, the summons of data indicated ratios will be much more than 10-1. That's an important point. I could see 6 inches. The Icon and Canadian model were hinting at this. Josh, I agree. It's another important point. The snow ratios are going to be extremely high. This is what I call a Rocky Mountain snow, right? This is the snow you typically see out on the slopes in the Rocky Mountains, a very fine, powdery snow, blows around. Not something that we typically see in Northwest Arkansas in the River Valley, but it's something we could see with this system because of how cold it's going to be. I also want to say this, the snowfall, the accumulation efficiency is also going to be extremely low because the winds are going to be blowing, that dendrites are going to be basically blown up by the wind because it's going to be blowing so fast. So these are going to be it's going to be like dust falling from the sky, really, when you see this. So that means that the accumulation efficiency is going to be lower, which means that it's not going to be a pretty snow. This snow is going to be blowing around everywhere, getting into drifts. And that's why it's concerning, because snow in of itself usually is not bad because you can plow it out of the way, especially here in Northwest Arkansas. We usually root for snow over freezing rain if we're going to have any winter weather, because freezing rain is hard to get off the roadways. Snow, it's a little bit easier. Blowing snow, on the other hand, can go right back on the roadways after you plow it because it's a fine, powdery snow. And that's what we're going to see with this system. So that's why I'm a little bit more concerned with this system, even though the snowfall rates may not be as high. Let's see here. I know I'm about to have a show here in just a minute, so I'm just trying to. Well, no, David, there could be sleet to start off. That's again. We're not going to start off at single digits Thursday morning. We're going to start off right around 32, 33 degrees. The column of air above the atmosphere has to cool all the way to 32 degrees. And because that air mass is coming in so quickly, it's not going to be an instant 32 degrees. It's going to take a little bit for that entire column of air to become cold, get to freezing. So it could start off as snow and sleet, and I think it will be mostly sleet in some areas further south, like in the River Valley potentially, which could affect our snowfall potential a little bit. So it will potentially start off as sleet and snow and freezing rain. And then as that column of air cools around midday on Thursday, then we'll have all snow. So I do think there will be some sleet, David. I do think there will be some sleet with this system. I have seen many Northwest Flow systems overperform. And Josh, that is why we always say you got to know it's Northwest Flow, because it can bite you if you're not careful. Do you know how the roads will be Friday morning? It could be bad because of blowing snow. But Daniel, if you must travel, take it really easy. Take it really, really easy. I can't stress that enough. Winter storm warning. Do I think a winter storm warning is going to be issued? Well, remember, winter storm criteria for the National Weather Service in Tulsa is 4 inches of snow or a quarter of an inch of ice or blizzard conditions. It would have to be for blizzard conditions because I don't know if we're going to get 4 inches of snow. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. We'll see. But I don't know if they're going to issue a winter storm warning. I presume they're going to issue a winter weather something tomorrow. Maybe a winter storm watch, an advisory. I don't know. No matter what, you're going to have to be careful with this system. And it's just, and really, again, the how cold it's going to be is here on the top of my list of worries. The snow is second. The cold air is what I'm most concerned about because that can impact your life. If your heating goes down, your pipes go down, that can impact your life. So this is the time to prepare for it now. 4 P's: plants, pipes, people, pets. I can't stress that enough. Okay, let's see here. Can my flight take off late Thursday afternoon in this? If we have blowing snow and we have winds like we're going to have, I don't know, Benny. I don't know. It just depends on the system. I'm assuming you're flying out of XNA, which could have impacts. And the thing is that it's going to be the gradient between the haves and the have-nots. If the system tracks the way I think it is some of you are not going to be very happy if you like snow. Other people, you might be a little more pleased. I think Benton County is the focus for the main snow, and I forgot to show the white Christmas chances. I'll show them in just a moment. I want to answer a little bit more questions. Any potential for snow in west central Alabama? I don't think so, Brody, because that system's going to dive south and then shoot back up to the northeast. It's not going to hang along the coast, but it will get cold. That I can promise. Open week comes a little bit more south. I think Benton County's going to get some snow, Stephanie, regardless. How much snow? That depends on the track. You're exactly right about that. Going to be able to fly out of XNA Saturday morning? I think you'll be fine, Ricky. Saturday morning, I think is going to be fine. Remember the 4 Ps, TJ? Exactly. Pets, people, plants, and pipes. I have to be out at 7:30 on Thursday morning. Should be okay driving. Stacy, you're cutting it close. If you're traveling north, you're not getting to where you're going. If you're traveling south, you may be able to make it, but just be careful. Just be careful. What's the ratio for the storm? It's hard to say. I think it'll be somewhere in the 15-1, 18-1 range. I'll say this, the efficiency, the accumulation efficiency is going to be so low because of how fast the wind's blowing and how cold it's going to get so quickly. These dendrites are going to just blow up in the atmosphere. So we're going to have like dust, powder falling from the sky instead of like snowflakes. So it's going to be interesting. You know, it's going to be hard to measure the accumulations for this. Really, really difficult because of the drifts and because of the blowing snow. Just 1 to 2 inches of snow with these temperatures just ain't right. Rusty, 1 to 2 inches, it doesn't sound significant, but with a system like this, it is very significant. Blowing snow, you don't need a lot at all to cause problems with blowing snow. And that's why this system is on our radar. All right, let's see here. Don't forget to have your vehicle prepared, full tank of gas, can warmers, or blankets just in case that happens. That's exactly right. Great tips right there.
And snacks.
And snacks. Pack the Teddy Grahams. Yeah. This system is what we call big yikes.
Yeah, big yikes. No
Big
kidding.
yikes.
Okay, so Josh, maybe you can answer one of my questions. So
Yeah.
Is this at all like that polar vortex that we saw like 10 years ago that hit like the Midwest and all that? Is that this same kind of system, or is this different? And how so?
This is a good question. Because this is not the polar vortex.
Okay.
This should be called the Siberian vortex.
Okay, so it's
Yes.
coming from like the other side of the world.
Yes. This is coming straight from Siberia because a ridge of high pressure is going to build over Siberia and force the cold air south. It's like a bucket, right? If the bucket gets full, right, it's nowhere to go but spill south, right? So that cold air is going to spill south towards our area and drop our temperatures like a rock. Now, if it was from the poles, that would be the polar vortex.
Right.
But it's the
It's
Siberian
not.
vortex. We call it the Siberian Express.
Just under the poles.
Just under the
Siberian
poles.
Express.
The Siberian Express.
All right,
That's
thank
exactly
you,
right.
Josh.
Yes, absolutely. All righty, guys. I would love to answer more questions, but I have to get going because we're about to start our 9 o'clock news. But I'll have another Facebook Live tomorrow. I'll have the latest updates on the news as well. Hope everybody has a fantastic rest of their Monday, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day, folks.